problem, dear viewer, is simple. If people see that you are smarter, they will envy you. They will fear you. They will conspire against you. This is why the brightest men are often destroyed by the dull. So what is the solution? To wield your cunning like a blade sheathed in velvet. To win every game without anyone knowing you were playing. Men pride themselves on cleverness, yet most are blind to their own vanity. To crush a fool openly is easy, but to control him without his awareness, that is the work of a master. Tonight, I will show you the secret not of mere intelligence, but of concealed intelligence. How to outsmart everyone while appearing harmless. You wish to outsmart everyone, but let me tell you this truth. Before all others, intelligence is not enough. The world does not reward wisdom that shines too brightly. It rewards those who know how to hide it. To possess a sharp mind is a gift, but to conceal that sharpness, that is mastery. Because the man who reveals his full intellect invites not admiration, but fear. And fear breeds envy. Envy breeds conspiracy. And conspiracy, my dear listener, is the silent poison that kills kings long before any sword does. Observe the nature of men. Each believes himself clever, reasonable, deserving of respect. The moment you make him feel otherwise, you wound his pride, and no man forgives the one who exposes his stupidity. Thus, if you wish to rise among fools, you must pretend to be one of them. If you wish to lead the proud, you must bow slightly lower than they do. The wise man's tongue must wear the mask of modesty, while his mind operates far beyond the comprehension of those who surround him. In the courts of power, in the offices of modern empires, in the circles where ambition breathes, men are not destroyed by failure. They are destroyed by appearing too intelligent. I learned this truth watching rulers and their ministers. The clever minister who corrects his prince publicly is doomed, even if his advice saves the realm. The cunning advisor who flatters the prince, while secretly steering him, is immortalized. So if you would outsmart others, do not let them see your strategy. Let them see your smile. Let them see your agreement. Let them think you follow, while in truth you lead. You must practice the art of appearing ordinary. Speak simply. Ask questions whose answers you already know. Nod thoughtfully at the obvious. Make others comfortable in their own ignorance. People will trust you more when they believe you cannot outthink them. This is the paradox of power. To be underestimated is to be untouchable. For when men think you harmless, they do not guard their words. They do not watch their moves. They do not prepare their defenses. And when the moment comes, your advantage will be total. There is great strength in silence. When a man speaks little, the world imagines much. Your restraint will make others uneasy. They will wonder what you think, what you know, what you plan. Let that uncertainty grow. It is a kind of fear, but a silent one, a respectful one. Do not rush to correct those who misunderstand you. Their ignorance is your shield. Let them live within it, because when you know the truth, and they do not, you control not just the facts, but the outcome of every conversation. Remember, superiority revealed is power lost. A sword displayed too early warns the enemy to draw his own. But a hidden blade, that is power unchallenged. Conceal your brilliance beneath humility, just as a general hides his best troops, until the battle demands them. Never show the full range of your insight in casual talk. Never reveal how much you observe. People respect what they see. They fear what they cannot measure. You must make your intelligence seem light, almost accidental, as though wisdom flows through you by nature, not by intent. The greatest strategists, the greatest manipulators, the most untouchable rulers in history, all shared this single discipline. They appeared ordinary until the moment they were not. Their charm made others drop their guard. Their humility invited confidence. And by the time their true intellect was suspected, it was already too late to oppose them. You must learn to read the room and mirror the tone. Among fools, speak foolishly. Among the proud, speak humbly. Among the cunning, pretend disinterest. The chameleon survives every environment because it never insists on showing its true color. Likewise, a wise man adapts his manner to his surroundings while never altering his purpose. Let others believe they understand you, Let them believe they are leading you. They will unknowingly walk the path you have paved beneath their feet. In the end, this art is not deceit, it is survival. The world does not celebrate true intelligence, it fears it. The man who shows his light too early blinds others and earns their hatred. But the one who lets his brilliance glow softly, guiding others without their awareness, becomes indispensable. He is loved by those he manipulates, trusted by those he deceives, and obeyed by those who believe they command him. You must never forget perception rules the world more than truth does. If they perceive you as humble, kind, harmless, they will invite you closer. And once you are close, you may see everything, their ambitions, their flaws, their hidden wounds. Then you can rule them without crown or title, for nothing is more powerful than the mind that guides others while remaining unseen. If you wish to dominate minds, you must first disarm them. And there is no weapon sharper, no strategy deadlier than the mask of weakness. To pretend strength invites rivalry. To display wisdom invites envy. But to appear uncertain, confused, or even naive, that invites confession. People expose themselves most easily to those they do not fear. Therefore, the surest way to outsmart anyone is not to prove that you are clever, but to make them believe you are not. Men crave superiority. They want to feel wise, capable, and in control. When you give them that illusion, you rule them without resistance. Pretend not to know what they know. Ask questions that flatter their sense of expertise. Let them teach you. They will reveal far more than they intend. Plans, weaknesses, insecurities, all in the comfort of feeling powerful. The fool who appears weaker than others soon discovers every secret in the room. In the courts of Florence, I watched great men fall not from ignorance, but from pride. The loudest intellect is the first to be silenced, because all men unite against the one who reminds them of their inadequacy. Yet the man who bows, listens, and nods, he collects power piece by piece. His apparent submission is a cloak beneath which cunning thrives. Pretend to follow, and you will learn where the path leads. Pretend to stumble, and your enemies will stop watching your feet. You must understand that weakness is not a flaw. It is a mirror. People project themselves onto it. When they see you as fragile, they become generous. When they think you are lost, they guide you straight into their secrets. They open doors they would otherwise lock. They speak freely, not realizing every word becomes a brick in your foundation of control. A master strategist never attacks directly. He allows others to advance in arrogance until they stand exactly where he wants them. That is the essence of this art, not to rush for dominance, but to let others walk willingly into your trap. The moment you play the role of the weak, the compassionate, or the confused, they will underestimate you, and that underestimation will become your invisible army. Learn from the fox, who hides its cunning behind stillness. Learn from the serpent, who lies coiled in the grass, appearing harmless until its strike is certain. The mask of weakness is not cowardice, it is patience disguised. It is the art of lowering your sword until your enemy's chest leans against its tip. In conversation, this technique is pure alchemy. When others boast of their knowledge, respond with curiosity, not competition. When they mock you, smile as if their words mean nothing. When they underestimate you, thank them silently. For every moment they see you as small, you gain freedom to move unseen. No one guards against the man they believe poses no threat. And when no one guards, the game belongs to you. Let them pity you. Let them believe you lack ambition. The more harmless you appear, the closer you can stand. Influence thrives in proximity, and proximity requires trust. Pretend to need them, and they will need you in return. This is the paradox of manipulation. The one who looks dependent is often the one pulling the strings. A ruler who hides his hunger for power survives longer than one who flaunts it. When others think you are weak, they relax. They speak freely. They reveal their loyalties and betrayals alike. And by the time they realize who truly commands the room, it is too late to resist. That is how kingdoms are taken without armies, how rivals are destroyed without confrontation. By convincing them there is nothing to fear. You must practice the art of losing deliberately. Fail publicly in small things so you may win privately in greater ones. Let your rivals laugh. Let them believe they are victorious. The taste of superiority dulls their senses. They become careless, they overextend. They speak too soon. They plan too loudly. And when they finally realize that you were never weak at all, their guard has already fallen. Remember, strength makes people cautious, but weakness invites carelessness. It draws others closer, it disarms their suspicion, and it creates the illusion that you are safe to ignore. In that illusion lies your freedom. You can move silently while others announce their every step. You can listen while others speak themselves into ruin. The one who hides behind humility commands more power than the one who shouts behind a throne. There is a kind of intelligence so refined it prefers shadows to light. It lets others burn themselves in the fire of their own pride, while it grows stronger in the quiet. The mask of weakness is that shadow. It is the smile that conceals the dagger, the bowed head that hides the crown, the silence that speaks louder than all the noise of fools. To master it is to become invisible in plain sight. To rule a room without ever appearing to want control. There is a power greater than speaking, greater than arguing, greater than commanding, and that is the power of watching in silence. The fool believes wisdom comes from words, but the wise know it is born from observation. To truly outsmart everyone, you must master the art of seeing without being seen, of knowing without ever revealing that you know. The man who observes silently controls the world around him, because everyone else is too busy trying to be noticed. Most men speak to be understood, but the strategist listens to understand others. Every gesture, every pause, every tone hides information. When people talk, they expose the architecture of their mind. Their fears slip through their laughter. Their insecurities hide inside their pride. The one who watches without interrupting collects all of it, piece by piece, like a patient spider spinning his web. Do not rush to respond. Each moment of silence is a blade sharpening in the dark. When you listen deeply, you hear more than words. You hear motives. You hear what a man wants to be seen as, and what he tries desperately to hide. You can read deceit in the hesitation before a reply, arrogance in the length of a monologue, weakness in the unnecessary details of a story. Men reveal themselves most when they believe no one is studying them, so you must never make them aware that you are. Pretend distraction. Let your gaze wander, not absent-mindedly. The less they suspect your attention, the more they will expose. Silence is not emptiness, it is control. In every discussion, the one who remains calm and silent forces others to fill the void. People cannot tolerate silence. They rush to fill it with their own words, their own confessions, their own mistakes. When you master silence, you turn conversation into a battlefield that only you command. You set traps with pauses, lure secrets with a raised eyebrow, conquer minds with a steady gaze that says, "I know more than I reveal." Observation must become your second nature. Watch people when they think they are not being watched. See how they treat the powerless, how they react to insult, how they speak of others when those others are gone. These moments unveil truth far beyond what their words claim. The eyes of a man tell you his intentions before his mouth shapes them. A trembling hand reveals guilt. A smirk betrays contempt. A too perfect calm hides ambition. You must train yourself to notice everything others overlook. The twitch of envy, the flicker of fear, the sigh that escapes after a lie. The silent observer rules without command. In the court, in the office, in the home, the one who speaks least becomes the mystery everyone tries to solve. And in trying to solve you, they reveal themselves. People are drawn to silence because it reflects them back. They will project their desires, their thoughts, their assumptions onto you, never realizing you are watching, recording, understanding. To them, you will seem reserved, thoughtful, perhaps even harmless. But within you, every secret of theirs will take root. Do not interrupt others when they boast. Do not correct their lies. Let them build their illusions higher and higher, for the higher the tower of arrogance, the greater the collapse when you decide to act. Your observation gives you power over timing. It tells you when to strike, when to retreat, when to let others destroy themselves. Knowledge is the true sword, but patience is the hand that wields it. Silence also protects you. A man who speaks little cannot be easily read. He leaves no trail of opinion, no record of weakness. When others debate and reveal their loyalties, your quiet detachment makes you unpredictable. People fear what they cannot measure, and that fear becomes your armor. The loudest man in the room exposes himself to attack. The quiet one becomes the question no one dares to answer. In every environment, whether among friends or foes, you must become the invisible witness. Blend into the background like the air itself. When others grow emotional, remain still. When they gossip, remain neutral. You are not there to participate. You are there to gather. Each word, each glance, each small betrayal adds to your understanding until you know everyone's next move before they even decide it. Even your enemies can become your teachers if you watch them closely. Their aggression reveals their insecurities. Their confidence reveals their blindness. The true manipulator never wastes anger. He studies it. Every opponent who tries to harm you gives you a lesson in their own nature. Watch how they react under pressure, how they justify cruelty, how they seek approval. Their patterns will become your strategy. You must learn to be still in moments of chaos. While others panic, you must watch. When people are emotional, they show you their truth. When they think you are silent because you are uncertain, let them. In that silence, you hold the advantage. You will see who follows fear and who follows logic. You will learn who is loyal and who is useful. The world is filled with noise. Men shouting opinions, chasing validation, competing for attention. But power belongs to the quiet one who absorbs it all and speaks only when it serves him. Every moment you resist the urge to speak, you grow stronger. Every second you watch unnoticed, you gain knowledge others will never recover. The loud may win applause, but the silent win dominion. You must carry your silence like a crown no one can see. Your eyes always watching, your ears always open, your mind always calculating. Because in the end, the one who observes all and reveals nothing rules over those who reveal all. And observe nothing cunning is wasted without timing. Intelligence, no matter how sharp, becomes its own undoing when it acts too soon. The final art of outsmarting everyone lies not in planning, nor in deception alone, but in the mastery of subtle execution. The ability to move with such precision that your victories appear effortless, accidental, inevitable. You must learn to act without leaving fingerprints, to win without revealing that you played at all. The clever man acts, the wise man waits. For every game of power is not truly won by those who move first, but by those who strike at the moment, when all others believe they are safe. The world celebrates boldness, but it is the quiet strategist who survives. You must condition your mind to patience, to wait as the hunter waits in the shadows, unmoving, unseen, until the prey is so certain of its freedom that it walks straight into your reach. Execution is not merely action, it is illusion. To manipulate outcomes, you must first manipulate perception. Let your rivals think you are indecisive. Let your allies think you are obedient. Let everyone around you think you lack the will to act. They will grow complacent. They will stop watching you. Then, when you move, your action will feel like fate, not strategy. Men accept what they think is destiny. They resist what they suspect is design. In the courts of power, I saw men lose everything because they revealed their intentions too early. They were correct in their thinking, but fatal in their timing. Their enemies prepared, their allies hesitated, and the moment passed. Power demands that you conceal not just what you plan to do, but when you plan to do it. A sword raised too soon warns the target to flee. A sword drawn in silence ends the battle before it begins. To act subtly, you must first understand the rhythm of events. Every situation moves through phases: growth, chaos, decay. Do not rush against the current, flow with it. Watch as others act out of impatience, pride, or desperation. Let them exhaust themselves in noise and motion. Each action they take reveals more terrain to you. Then, when they have no strength left, You step forward with one calm decision that rewrites everything. The man who acts last, but acts with precision, controls the story that history remembers. There is also great wisdom in allowing others to think your success came by accident. If you win too cleanly, if your genius is too visible, you invite hatred. People cannot tolerate the idea of another's superiority, but fortune, they forgive. So let fortune take the credit. Let them say, he was lucky, not, he was clever. Luck is unthreatening, intelligence is not. The less they think you planned your victory, the safer you are. Let your rivals believe the universe favors you. Let them curse the stars while you quietly control them. This illusion of chance is your armor. You can achieve it by scattering your intentions, by speaking ambiguously, by acting inconsistently just enough to confuse those who observe you. When your pattern cannot be predicted, no one can prepare against you. You must make your moves seem impulsive, yet each must serve a hidden purpose. To others, it will appear you act on instinct. In truth, every decision will be the product of calculation. The finest deceit is not what hides the truth, but what makes the lie look spontaneous. Your actions must be clean, but your preparation must be invisible. Before you make a move, you must have already studied every consequence. Anticipate the ripple, the echo, the reaction. Once you act, remain silent. Never explain, never justify. The moment you begin to defend your actions, you admit they were deliberate, and thus you lose the veil of innocence. Let others debate your motives while you prepare your next step. Their confusion is your invisibility cloak. You must also understand that the right execution depends not only on timing, but on restraint. Sometimes the greatest move is not to move at all. Allow the enemy to fall on their own sword. Allow your rivals to destroy each other while you stand aside, appearing noble, uninvolved. Then, when the dust clears, step in to restore order, to rebuild, to take control of what they ruined. Men will thank you for saving them from disasters they created, never realizing you allowed those disasters to unfold. When you finally act, do it completely. A subtle strike is not a weak one, it is a silent one. If you must remove an obstacle, remove it so thoroughly that it cannot rise again. A half measure invites revenge. A decisive one ensures obedience. The key is to make the destruction look unintentional, as though events themselves conspired in your favor. Men do not rebel against luck. They only rebel against manipulation they can see. Subtle execution is the perfection of patience and deception. It is the art of the invisible blow, the calm victory, the action that changes everything without announcing itself. While others chase applause, you chase control. They win moments, you win outcomes. Their victories are loud and temporary. Yours are silent and permanent. You must never appear desperate to act. Your calmness will terrify more than any aggression, because calmness means you know something they do not. Even in conversation, practice this art. Speak less than you know. Reveal decisions as if they just occurred to you. Let others think you stumble upon ideas they spent days forming. Every word you say must feel effortless, every move accidental. This illusion of ease is what separates masters from manipulators. It makes others think your victories were the natural result of your nature, not the product of your design. And while they praise your good fortune, they will never suspect your precision. You will know you have mastered subtle execution when you begin to see the world move in rhythm with your silence, when events seem to bend naturally toward your will, when others act thinking it was their own idea, not yours. That is the ultimate power, not control through force, but control through unseen influence, where your touch is so light that even those you rule believe they act freely. Power, my dear listener, is not seized through noise or pride. It is earned through silence, patience, and deception so refined it becomes indistinguishable from nature itself. To outsmart everyone without letting them know is to become a shadow among men, present in every victory, yet blamed for nothing. You move quietly, shaping the thoughts of others, guiding their actions, writing their fate, while they believe they are writing their own. The art of concealed superiority keeps your intelligence hidden beneath humility. The mask of weakness draws trust from those who would otherwise fear you. Silent observation turns every fool into your teacher, and subtle execution transforms your plans into miracles, disguised as chance. Combine these 4 arts, and you become untouchable. The loud fight for recognition, but recognition is a cage. The wise seek control, and control is built in silence. Let others boast. Let them reveal. Let them burn. You remain unseen. For the one who can outthink the world without ever showing his hand rules it forever, and none shall even know who truly held the power all along.